welcome back to KAMMA. I'm Khalil Deal.
I'm Andio.
And we are KAMMA, about to talk about our final thoughts, predictions, and face-offs for UFC 322 for the prelims. This event is taking place in the Madison Square Garden in New York, New York. And we got Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev, but we're going to talk about the prelims. And I just finished watching the face-offs. It was amazing. I'm super hyped. So for the first fight here with Malcolm Wellmaker against a new fighter that was just recently added because of Cody Haddon. Unfortunately, Cody Haddon withdrew. So now we have Ethan Ewing that's stepping up here to fight Malcolm Wellmaker. Who you got here, Andy, on this one?
Yeah, so we have Ethan Ewing coming here on 3 days' notice. But you know what? This guy comes to knock you out also. So I think we're going to have a banger of the fight to open things up here. I think we're probably looking at a Wellmaker knockout, but I expect fireworks, and I expect this fight to end in less than a round and a half, actually. Funny, ironically, Ewing lost his Contender Series fight to the guy that Wellmaker was supposed to fight, the second guy, Haddon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ewing lost to Haddon to get into the UFC, and now here he is in the UFC facing Wellmaker. So yeah, give me a Wellmaker here to keep the knockouts going, and by knockout, I'm just going to say by knockout here.
Nice, man. So yeah, this new fighter, Ethan Ewing, this guy is he's a boxer, okay? He's a jab-heavy type of boxer. He likes to put on the pressure. He has a pressure kind of approach, and he has a strong boxing style. So he's out there throwing punches and using mostly boxing. He also has a very good leg kick game. His leg kick game is effective. He's got also good scrambling ability. His skill set includes pocket work and solid takedown defense. So that's what I researched about Ethan Ewing. Malcolm Wellmaker, we talked about him already. I like the physicality here. Malcolm Wellmaker is the taller fighter. As far as physically, Malcolm Wellmaker is in phenomenal shape. This guy is built, he's ripped, he's muscular. But Ethan Ewing is a little bit thicker than Malcolm Wellmaker. He's built as well and in very good shape as well. But I still think Malcolm Wellmaker gets the job done, especially on such short notice for Ethan Ewing. Give me Malcolm Wellmaker to win this one by knockout or decision. All right, so we're moving on up to the next fight. Me and Andio, of course, agreeing on this fight there. Next, we got Slava Claus, or as Andio likes to call him, Santa Claus, versus Mateus Camilo. So for this one here, man, of course, Santa Claus coming out here with his Slava Claus hat and getting ready for the Christmas spirit early. Mateus Camilo, you can see here, phenomenal shape, this guy. He is absolutely ripped, super built. You can see the abs there. He's ripped and cut. And he looks in phenomenal shape. He is bigger than Slava Claus. Of course, Slava Claus didn't take his jacket off because he is not in very good shape. He's a very skinny, he's ripped, but he's very skinny and not very built. Yeah, Mateus Camilo way thicker and bigger than him. Loving this one for Mateus Camilo. I have him winning this one here by submission or decision.
Yeah, I'm taking Camilo here. We all know with Santa Claus, he has a weakness here with his takedown defense and his overall ground game. And since Camilo is a wrestling takedown based guy, first and foremost, I have to pick Camilo here. And I'm also going by submission or decision, but probably submission. Santa Claus is very tough in there. He never stops trying, but those losses come from somewhere.
Yeah, that 8-6 record is horrible. All right, let's move on up to the next fight. We're in agreement with this one still. All right, moving on up next, we got another banger of a fight coming up here, which is Baysangur Susurkayev against Eric McConaughey. So for this one here, Yeah, it's your turn.
I'm going to go with Siskarayev here, just to pressure him and eventually find that chin. Uh, he did get a sub his last time out though, but I think this time may probably come by knockout because of McConical, already been knocked out 3 times in there. But he comes to fight it out, and that's one of the reasons I think this fight will end in his finish. So give me Siskarayev by knockout or submission.
Yeah, this is going to be a violent fight. I definitely don't see this fight going the distance. McConaughey in phenomenal shape. This guy, a very big built guy. I think he's a little bit bigger than Susurkayev, a little bit thicker there. But Susurkayev is also in very good shape. He's also pretty built and muscular and ripped. But you can see that McConaughey is the bigger guy and a little bit more muscular. But of course, McConaughey's got a very suspect durability. He's been knocked out 3 times out of his 3 losses. So I'm going to have to go with Baysanger Sursurkayev by knockout or submission in this one. So we're still in agreement with this fight. Let's move on up to the next fight. The ladies going at it here. We got Angela Hill against Fatima Klein. So for this one here, man, I like the fact that Fatima Klein's got that height advantage here. This was a very intense face-off, as you can see here. They got very close to each other. They're both very, very serious. Most of the time you see Angela Hill smiling. In this one here, she's coming out looking pretty angry. Fatima Klein looking very serious. This should be a pretty good fight. I like that Fatima Klein is taller and she's also in great shape. Of course, Angela Hill is always in phenomenal shape as well. She's ripped and muscular and built, but she's on the skinnier side than Fatima Klein. I'm sticking with Fatima Klein here to get the job done. Give me knockout or decision for Fatima Klein.
Yeah, I didn't think she would have this much of a height advantage here, Fatima Klein. I am going to be picking her. I think it's kind of a bad matchup for Angela Hill. Fatima Klein shows that she's a finisher in her last fight, the way she lined up that head kick knockout. It was pretty nice, but in this case, I think it's going to be the grappling that's going to get her the win. Because, no matter how good Angela Hill becomes at the grappling, it's never really going to be her strength here. And Fatima Klein, also pretty aggressive, good with the striking, and probably a better cage push also. So give me Fatima Klein by decision or sub.
Yeah, the only thing I was thinking of submission, but she doesn't really have many subs. She has one submission, and the submission that she got was a very long time in lower level event in the lower level promotions. So that's why I went with knockout or decision. I think that she will get a lot of takedowns and get on top of her. I don't think she subs her though. I think she can get some ground and pound knockout or win a decision there.
Now, sometimes it's
But you never know.
yeah, it's not always what they have most of. She's hard to knock out, Angela Hill, and Fatima Klein is going to be on top for a lot of this, I'm thinking. So, yeah, line them up for a sub. I
You
want to
never
know how
know.
much that's worth.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you never know, man. She could latch in a sub. All right, so we're both in agreement with Fatima Klein. Let's move on up to the next fight here. We got Pat Sabatini and the Chepe Mariscal. This is the fight rematch part 2 here. It's you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with Pat Sabatini to just out wrestle Chepe. I think there's a little less miles in terms of fight miles, that's going to be wearing on Sabatini, and I think it's enough to overcome Chepe Mariscal, who's taken a lot of beatings in his career. But lately he's coming in and looking in pretty good shape. His last fight, I remember, in this fight also, trying to look a little better physically there, I guess, get in better shape, which is good. Uh, but yeah, I think the wrestling's just going to be the thing that's going to overcome Mariscal's doggedness, Like, he is a dog. We all love him for that. But I don't think it's going to work out this time. So give me Sabatini by decision or sub.
Yeah, man. This fight here, I talked about it. The Chepe Mariscal faced this guy back in 2018. It wasn't in the UFC. It was in a different promotion called Victory FC 60. And he beat Pat Sabatini by split decision at that time. Now, looking at these two guys physically here, they're almost the same height. You can see Pat Sabatini has maybe a hair of a little advantage there.
I love that.
He's taller by a hair there. And physically, Pat Sabatini's in great shape. He's very ripped and slim and muscular. But Chepe Mariscal is the bigger guy. You can see here he's much thicker than Pat Sabatini. He's bigger than him, and he's muscular as well. Yeah, I like Chepe in this one. I think that Chepe. I mean, Pat Sabatini is obviously going to be better on the ground with his submission skills and jiu-jitsu, but Chepe is better on the feet. He's a grappler. He's a good fighter. He's a scrapper and a brawler. So he's going to come out there and throw some punches, and I think that Chepe can definitely land a solid punch on Pat Sabatini. Pat Sabatini has been knocked out 3 times out of his 5 losses. And, Diego Lopez and Damon Jackson were both guys that were able to knock him out. I think Chepe could get the knockout here. Give me Chepe Mariscal, knockout or decision. All right. So we're not in agreement with this one here. Let's move on up to the next fight here. We got the battle of the grapplers. We got Kyle Dackhouse versus Gerald Beerfart.
I was trying to think of something funny to say there. The battle of the yeah.
The battle.
The grapplers.
It's grappler versus grappler. This is one of these ones where they're going to be either rolling around on the ground or it cancels itself out and they stand up boxing. We'll see what happens. But definitely Kyle Dackhouse, the better boxer, the better puncher and striker in this one. Gerald Meerschaert, of course, his submissions are extremely dangerous. Physically, you can see Gerald Meerschaert is a little bit thicker and bigger than Kyle Dackhouse. Dackhouse, of course, got the height advantage there. He's also slim and ripped. I'm going to go with Kyle Dackhouse to be a little bit more smooth in there and a little bit more, with his punches especially. I think he's going to hit harder and, come in there quicker with the faster strikes. And I think he's going to clip Gerald Meerschaert somewhere on the chin there and finish him off. So give me Kyle Dackhouse by knockout or submission.
I'm also feeling the knockout now for Dacus more than I am feeling the sub for him. I also think there's a chance he fell in love with his hands a little bit after knocking out Michel Pereira, who's like washed now himself. But we got to give him a break. He's like 50 years old, don't forget. And the end was coming. The end was coming at some point. And Dacos isn't a wizard on the feet, man, just because he has 1 knockout, or now is it 2 in his whole career. So don't think he's all this great, fantastic striker all of a sudden. He's going to work to get himself in a position for that Darce choke or something like that. But at the same time, I think he's going to want to clip Gerald Meerschaert with the striking that he does have. And I think it's very possible he knocks him out because Meerschaert's striking has gotten worse, I think, sadly. I used to say all the time, wait, Meerschaert started that kick, and I usually say that on Tuesday's show because by Saturday it should get there. I didn't say it this past Tuesday because I don't even know if his kick's going to get there by fight time. That's how bad his striking has gotten. So I'm going to switch my pick here. My pick is going to be Carl Dacus, and I'm smelling a finish here. So give me finish for Dacus.
A rare
switch of the pick, but man, he's a lot younger. You'd think he was trying to improve some shit when he was in the minors, working his way back up. And he did get that knockout against Pereira. Do I rate it super high? No. Do I think you should be talking about Dacus' striking so much? Because he knocked out one guy, a 55-year-old washed-up guy? Not really, but I'll give you this. His striking is better than Meerschaert's. He probably fell in love with his striking a bit. And I think Meerschaert's chin, he's been, I don't know, man. I love the guy, though, but Dacus.
All right, so Andy O switching the pick to Kyle Dacus, and nice. We're in agreement now with this matchup. All right, next fight, the ladies going at it. Andy O, who you got between Erin Blanchfield and Tracy Cortez?
Yeah, I expect Erin Blanchfield to come out there, hopefully with a little chip on her shoulder, get that forward pressure in Cortez's face, maybe knock an eyelash off, take her down. And just work for that sub, but maintain some pressure, work her over, don't get too fancy, and try and rinse and repeat that. Try to use as much footwork as you can, Blanchfield. in order to, you know, move around all that much more than Cortez does, because I don't think Cortez is all that fast, all that mobile. She doesn't really rely on her speed to get her through fights. Give me Blanchfield by decision or sub.
All right, so everybody and their cousin, okay, has Erin Blanchfield winning, but I don't, okay? I told you guys this is my dog of the week. I am sticking with Tracy Cortez in this one here. The reason why is plain and simple, man. I told you guys Tracy Cortez has already beaten Erin Blanchfield not too long ago. We're talking 6 years ago.
That's forever ago.
In 2019, she beat Erin Blanchfield. It wasn't in the UFC. It was in another promotion called Invicta FC at the time. But, you know, they know each other very well. Tracy Cortez, man, you can see in this picture, has the little bit of the height advantage there. I'm happy to see that. And she is bigger. You could just tell by the arm there. Her arm is bigger than Erin Blanchfield's arm. She is bigger than her. She's going to have that little bit of a height advantage there. We also talked about the fact that Tracy Cortez is an awesome wrestler. Her ground game is sick. Erin Blanchfield struggles a lot to get takedowns. I think that Erin Blanchfield is overrated. Like everybody picking her, I think it's crazy. The line is extremely wide. I just don't think it should be that wide. And I'm definitely going for the dog in this one, Tracy Cortez. So give me Tracy Cortez to win this one here. And I have her winning. Let me just double check how I have her winning, because Blanchfield,
Decision.
she has lost only 2 fights, and both of her losses were by decision. So yeah, I got Tracy Cortez winning by decision. Also wanted to just mention that Tracy Cortez is the better grappler and wrestler out of the two, in my opinion. I think Blanchfield has better submissions and a better jiu-jitsu game. But as far as pure wrestling and boxing, I like Tracy Cortez here in this one. So give me that. Tracy Cortez.
You're just saying she's a better wrestler, not a grappler, is what you're saying.
Wrestler, grappler, and boxer. I find Tracy Cortez is better in all of those facets. So, all right. So dog of the week for me. Let's move on up to the next fight. We got Roman Kopylov. I think he did a little spelling mistake there on his last name there. Roman Kopylov against RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez. So for this one here, look at this. You can see Gregory Rodriguez so much taller and bigger than Roman Kopylov, man. He is a massive beast. Gregory Rodriguez, man, he's muscular, he's built, he's huge. And Roman Kopylov in his own right is very built as well, and he's ripped and muscular as well. But you can see the size difference here. RoboCop looks massive. Also, another thing to point out is that Roman Kopylov's nose is completely shattered. You can see that his nose goes inwards there before it comes out. It's like he's broken his nose many, many times. I could definitely see Gregory Rodriguez taking some shots to the nose, punching him up in the face, and bloodying him up a bit. Also, his great takedowns and his submission skills are awesome. Give me Gregory Rodriguez to win this one here by finish.
His nose has always been like that, Kopilov's, and I think that's even better for him as far as nose shots go. Because I think if it's all in like that, there's no real well-formed nose to break or anything, you know what I mean? So actually, I think that's a benefit to have a nose like that. But I don't think it's going to help him beat RoboCop here. I don't think it's going to get to the point where Rodriguez is going to go for the takedown, because I think he's going to have enough confidence to walk through some Kopylov shots before Kopylov gets going himself, and just try and knock him out earlier on, or if anything, really hurt him at as fast as he can, you know? I think Kopylov may be the one that's going to be grasping for a takedown before Rodriguez is, even though Rodriguez is better. So I'm just going to call this one a decision or knockout for RoboCop, because we also got to remember that Kopylov never got finished yet, you know, so I'm not really jumping to call a knockout for RoboCop here, but I can definitely see it happening. First time for everything, right? But give me decision or knockout.
So we are on the same page here with RoboCop in this one. Let's move on up to the next fight here. Is this? Oh yeah, perfect. So this one is this is going to be another banger of a fight, maybe, or it could be really boring. So we'll
It
see what
could.
happens with this one here. But we got Bo Nickel against Rodolfo Vieira. Andio, who you got in this one here?
This is the main event of the prelims, right?
Oh yeah, like and subscribe. We've reached the main event of the prelims, guys.
I was waiting for the shameless plug. Like, yeah, wake up. Okay, yeah, this could be a boring fight here. But of all the must-win fights, man, we've seen with UFC product here, the guy they really want to push here. This is really a must-win for Bo Nickel here, and I think he's going to get it. I think his striking is going to keep up with Vieira until he hurts Vieira a little bit, and then he takes him down some top pressure, maybe not too much. You got to be careful of Vieira's BJJ there, but I think Nickel is strong enough, and I think he's going to manage to get a ground and pound win here. So give me Nickel by knockout, or no, knockout or decision. 50-50 on it, though.
Yeah, looking at these two, Bo Nickel's got the nice height advantage there. He's very slim and ripped and in very good shape. Not as built, though, as Rodolfo Vieira.
Vieira seems to be popping out of his pants there.
Yeah, Rodolfo Vieira's bigger. You can see here he's got more muscles. He's more built, and he's got the size there on Bo Nickel, but he is shorter than Bo Nickel. The gas tank of Rodolfo Vieira is sometimes questionable. But Bo Nickel's got to be very, very careful with his wrestling and playing around too much on the ground, because Rodolfo Vieira is a black belt in jiu-jitsu, a very dangerous submission specialist. And
yeah, yeah, I don't think Bo Nickel has a black belt in BJJ, but I don't think that's going to stop Vieira from hunting a submission on him.
yeah, well, he's the black belt hunter. They call him there. Listen, Bo Nickel, we talked about it. He does have some jiu-jitsu. Okay, he's a blue belt in BJJ, so he's not totally lost out there on the ground. But Rodolfo is very dangerous. So I'm going to stick with Bo Nickel. I have him winning by finish as well, by knockout or submission. This is going to be a violent fight, in my opinion. I don't think it goes to decision, or it could be a boring fight where nobody does nothing and it goes to decision, which I hope it doesn't. But this should be an interesting fight. So there you have it, folks. Our final predictions, thoughts, and face-offs for the prelims. Stay tuned for the main card coming up next.